Things could be changing with the airline industry and in the way you book your trip and travel on a plane. But this isn't a done deal just yet. I'll tell you why in a second. But first, I want to thank my TikTok subscribers for voting for this story as the bonus for this week. If you want to vote too, make sure you subscribe to my page. That can only happen during my next live event. So now to what's happening. Democrats and Republicans in the House just overwhelmingly passed a bill called Securing Growth and Robust Leadership in American Aviation Act. Mainly, the bill reauthorizes the FAA for the next 5 years, but there's so much more to it. The bill passed last week, 351 to 69. Now it goes to the Senate for a vote. And if it passes there, here's what it means for American travelers. And buckle up, there's a lot. So I'm just going to list the things in no particular order. It would codify passenger rights into law. That means air carriers must make public a one-page document that makes the rights of passengers when it comes to flight rebooking or cancellation, compensation, meals and lodging, lost baggage, and overbooking really clear. Within 2 months of the bill passing, the FAA must begin the rulemaking process to establish minimum dimensions for airline passenger seats, including seat width, length, and seat pitch. Within 6 months of passage, the Transportation Department must propose a new rule that says air carriers must seat children under the age of 14 next to an accompanying adult at no extra charge. It includes the creation of an Airline Passengers with Disabilities Bill of Rights, which would make it easier for travelers with wheelchairs and other accessibility devices to get on and off a plane, and seating accommodations while on board. Advertisers will be required to put the full price of airfare in advertisements. No more hiding fees online. It would modernize the way you complain about the way you're being treated by an airline. The bill says the Transportation Department must maintain an accessible website so you can make complaints. And it requires air carriers to come up with and regularly update operational resiliency plans so we don't see complete scheduling meltdowns like we saw with several air carriers over the holidays. But it also makes some changes for pilots, air traffic controllers, and the FAA. The bill, if passed by the Senate, will increase the retirement age of pilots from 65 to 67. It prohibits the FAA from requiring mask wearing or COVID-19 vaccines for passengers, air carriers, or FAA employees. It adds $4 billion per year to the Airport Improvement Program. It directs the FAA to create a plan to expand the agency's capacity to train air traffic controllers and to address safety on the runways. Now, the Senate is working on its own bill to reauthorize the FAA, and once that bill passes, the Senate and the House will have to do what's called a conference to come up with a compromise bill that can pass both chambers.